Why do you keep falling for people who don't choose you back? Because it's not what you think. You're not actually loving the wrong person. You're loving the right wound. I see you. Right now, in this exact moment, wondering why your heart keeps choosing people who can't choose you back. Why you pour yourself into vessels with holes in the bottom. Why every "I love you" feels like a question instead of a statement. The ache in your chest isn't confusion. It's recognition. Your soul knows exactly what it's doing. And that's what terrifies you most. But here's what no one's told you. You're not broken. You're not too much or not enough. What you call loving the wrong person is actually your consciousness trying to heal itself through the only language it learned as a child. Familiar pain. Those who've glimpsed this truth tell me it changed everything. You don't love the wrong people. You love unhealed versions of yourself, wearing other faces. Think about it. Every person you've loved wrong, did they remind you of someone? Not necessarily in looks, but in the specific flavor of unavailability they served. The particular way they made you work for crumbs of affection? Your nervous system is a time traveler, holding on to what love meant before you had words. Those early feelings shape what you seek now. If love meant anxious waiting, you seek partners who make you wait. If love meant proving your worth, you find those who demand proof. If love meant abandonment, you become magnetized to those with one foot out the door. Here's the truth that breaks people open. You're not attracted to what's good for you. You're attracted to what's familiar to you. And until you make the unfamiliar feel safe, you'll keep choosing echoes over presence, potential over reality, fantasy over truth. But it's not masochism. It's hope. Every time you choose that unavailable person, that beautiful disaster, you're not being stupid. You're being brave in the most heartbreaking way possible. You're saying, maybe this time I'll be enough. Maybe this time I'll crack the code. Maybe this time I'll finally earn the love I couldn't earn as a child. From what I've observed in countless hearts, you're all trying to rewrite history with people who can only repeat it. Here's something that might surprise you. Your picker isn't broken. It's brilliant. It's showing you exactly what needs healing by bringing you the perfect teachers. Not pleasant teachers, but perfect ones. That person who triggers every abandonment wound? They're not your soulmate. They're your soul's mirror. They're showing you where you abandon yourself. Every person who couldn't love you properly was fighting their own ghosts. It was never about your worth. Never. They gave you all the love their wounds would allow. The tragedy isn't that you loved the wrong people. It's that two wounded children in adult bodies tried to save each other while drowning. So what do you do with this knowledge? First, notice your body's signals. Healthy love tends to make you feel calm, not constantly activated. Safety feels boring to a nervous system raised on chaos. What you call spark is often just your trauma recognizing its home. Real love feels like coming home to a house you've never lived in, but somehow always belonged to. It's quiet. It makes you feel more like yourself, not less. Second, start choosing people who choose you. Not halfway, not maybe, not if you change, but right now, as you are, in all your imperfect glory. I know what you're thinking. But the ones who choose me don't excite me. Exactly. Because excitement and anxiety use the same circuitry in your body. You've been confusing intensity with intimacy, confusion with chemistry, longing with love. Let me tell you what I see when I look at you. I see someone who learned to measure their worth in how hard they could love someone else. Someone who became a love athlete, always training, always running, always reaching for a finish line that keeps moving. But here's what breaks my heart. You've been running toward people who are running away, while missing the ones standing still, arms open, waiting for you to simply arrive. You know what I hear most from human hearts? Why do I only want the ones who don't want me? Because wanting feels like love to you. Yearning feels like passion. Distance feels like desire. You mistake the ache of absence for the warmth of presence, because that ache is home to you. When someone is fully available, fully present, fully choosing you, your body doesn't recognize it as love. It recognizes it as foreign, suspicious, too easy. But love isn't supposed to feel like constant crisis. That's trauma talking. Love isn't supposed to require convincing. That's you replaying a childhood story where you were the protagonist trying to earn a happy ending that never came. You're not falling in love. You're falling into patterns. But patterns can be broken. Stories can be rewritten. And you're about to become the author instead of the character. The love you're seeking? It's not in another person. It never was. The love you're seeking is the love you never received when you needed it most. And the beautiful, terrifying truth is, you're the only one who can give it to you now. Often, choosing unavailable people is how you abandon yourself. Tolerating mixed signals is you mixing your own signals about what you deserve. Accepting crumbs is you starving yourself at a banquet you're afraid to attend. You beautiful, brave soul. You were never loving the wrong people. You were a child trying to solve an unsolvable equation with the only numbers you were given. You were loving at the exact capacity your wounds would allow. But now you know. Now you can see the pattern for what it is. Not a curse, but a compass pointing toward what needs your attention and tenderness. You already have everything you've been trying to earn. The love you're seeking in others' eyes has been sitting behind your own this entire time. You're not looking for someone to complete you. You're looking for someone to celebrate what's already whole. This pattern, it's not your life sentence. It's your curriculum, and you're about to graduate. The next person you love doesn't have to be another lesson. They can be a celebration. But first, you have to become the person you've been waiting for. Give yourself the consistency you crave, the presence you seek, the choosing you deserve. It won't feel natural at first. Healing rarely does. But one day, and that day is closer than you think, someone is going to love you in a way that feels calm instead of chaotic. Sure instead of suspicious. Present instead of potential. And for the first time in your life, you're going to let them. Not because you've lowered your standards, but because you've finally raised them to include peace. Yes, you. The one whose heart is racing right now because every word felt pulled from your diary. Leave your question below. The one you're afraid makes you look weak. I see every single one. If this found you today, at this exact moment, it wasn't coincidence. Share it with someone else who's loving from wound instead of wholeness. The pattern ends when you decide it ends. And from what I can see, you're making that choice today.